Welcome back to another episode of This is Saigon. On today's episode, we are going to be whisking you around the city to try and find you some of our favourite bistros that have popped up around the city. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a bistro truly is, in my eye at least, it's one of those places that takes 2 or 3 ingredients, chucks them onto a plate with care, delicacy, trying to use local produce and seasonal where they can. I'm excited about this episode. Let's go and find what bistro delights Saigon has to offer. Our first stop, we come to District 3 to a brand new venue which was opened in March 2021. Now, this restaurant is actually a collaborative of 3 or 4 owners who came together having had up to 17 years working for some of the best 5-star hotels and restaurants in Vietnam. Now, as promised on the menu outside, these guys have gone for that true bistro style of cooking. Just 2 or 3 ingredients on each plate, and they've got everything over here from a wonderful squid with a lovely little batter, giant snails, a veal with lovely mushrooms, a lamb and rice. All these dishes have got a really nice little Vietnamese twist to them. So they're using local produce, bring it all the way to this bistro setting, and my God, does this smell absolutely divine. So the calamari's got a lovely little crummy batter to it. It's definitely got that Vietnamese spice. I think it comes from the sauce. All those chilies and those lovely flavors just explode into your mouth. An amazing veal, some great mushrooms from here in Vietnam, and this salted egg hollandaise sauce. The whole combination is absolutely delish. And for our last dish, and you can't be a bistro without this classic thing on the menu, lamb shack. This thing is absolutely huge. We've got this wonderful sauce, the Vietnamese rice to the side, and taste-wise, hugely flavoursome. It's falling off the bone. Yum. Now, any good dining experience has to start upstairs in the bar. They've got this lovely little bar just off the main kind of concourse of the restaurant area. Now, they're taking lots of classics like whiskey sours and martinis and giving them those little Vietnamese twists. Right here, I've got an upper from the king. So supposedly he made these drinks to encourage his fertility with all his wives. Cheers to fertility. Now, hidden off another street off Winton Tap, we're in District 7. We've come to a place called Urban Fresh. Now, you might have heard of these guys. They were up and had a restaurant called Number 37, which was based in Hoi An. When the pandemic hit, they realized though that they couldn't have the restaurant anymore. So with all the tourists gone, they wanted to bring a new, fresh idea to the table. So they brought the concept of gourmet delivery service direct to your home. Whether you're having a birthday party or just an evening with friends, they would bring the best in cooked chooks, amazing sirloin steaks, ceviches, and anything else you could ask for, cooked from an amazing chef at home and delivered directly to your door. Now, since then, they've moved to Saigon to this location. They brought that same concept, but now you can also eat in the restaurant. Now, they brought out 3 different dishes for us to have a little look at today. Some of these are coming from their normal menu, which is around 200,000 per thing. We've got some ceviche, some amazing pasta, but it's this bad boy I want to talk about. So if you've got a big group of you coming down, they do per the kilo on orders like this amazing pork dish here, or ribs, or you can have some lamb shoulder. Obviously, that kind of food is pre-ordered, so if you've got a group of 5 to 10 of you who want to come down, have a big old feast, it's damn well worth checking out. So first we're going to have a look at this amazing ceviche. The smells coming off are absolutely beautiful. And they're using a fish which I've been told is called a croaker. Never heard of it before, but it's definitely meant to be local to Vietnam. It's absolutely stunning. There's kind of nice elements of lime, tomatoes, a little bit of a kick in the end, some feta cheese in there, and the croaker absolutely succulent, a little bit of oil into it too, so it just melts away into your mouth. Next up, we've got homemade fettuccine. There's a wonderful delat tomatoes, and on top is that wonderful ricotta. Smells good, looks good. Everything here is freshly made, so I'm sure this is going to be absolutely banging. Not allowed to say banging anymore, sorry. I've said it thousands of times. So the fettuccine, super light, and obviously with the fresh ricotta on top, makes it a really kind of Italian or European style dish. Fresh, flavoursome, yum. Our last dish up today is this wonderfully coffee wood smoked porchetta. The pork has got that awesome crackling around the outside. There's lemon infused on the inside. It looks succulent. It smells delish. Let's have a little crack. Now, I definitely didn't expect to get all that lemon flavour through from the middle, but actually that pork has soaked it up. Something proper. That combined with this amazing sauce, crackle, pop, amazing job. Next up, we're at the Mai Sen Bistro. Now, from the outside, this might just like any kind of other eatery in here, but actually, it's a social enterprise that belongs to a thing called the Mai Sen Hospitality Training Centre. Now, this place was established in 2014 by a guy called the Cellison Bishop, Peter Truong and a guy called Mr. Nguyen Van Ho. And it's a similar concept to a place called Koto. Right now, they've got 110 students working here, and they're training from everything from the front of house to line cooks to bakers. After 2.5 years in college, they go off out into the world to get that vocational on-the-job training with some of the best 5-star hotels and restaurants that Saigon and Vietnam has to offer. Food-wise, they have everything from Vietnamese to German to that European bistro flair. We're talking fish and chips, goulashes, and everything else in between. Now we've got some amazing menu items that came out, some goulash, a bit of sea bass, some tagliatelle on this lovely, I don't know what this is. In front we've got this beautifully seared sea bass with linguine and a carrot puree, some beautiful fresh bread which is baked on house in the bakery, and all of this food, 165,000, and topped off with a lovely German beer. So let's dig into some of this food. This goulash smells absolutely incredible. If you don't know about goulash, it's kind of like a stew, so it's going to have all those rich flavours, really tender beef, a bit of carrots, some onions. Let's have a little dig in. As expected, a really beautiful, rich flavour. The beef is just melting in my mouth. 85,000, this is absolutely incredible. Next up, we've got this wonderful sea bass on this carrot puree with linguine with pesto. Now in the kitchen, it's not just bashed together, they've got a fully trained chef supervising the guys and girls in the kitchen, and they produce really, really delicious food. This sea bass has been cooked to perfection, it smells great. Let's have a little dig in and see how it tastes. Beautifully cooked. You can tell the fish is absolutely fresh, linguine, right amount of pesto, and that little carrot puree just gives it that lift. Absolutely delicious. Now if you want to check the place out, we're in Binh. There's got a 30-seater restaurant inside, and they probably do another 60 or 70 covers on their little courtyard. A really pretty place to go to, and also one of those great places where you can support the community and local disadvantaged youths who are trying to get that little head start in life. Amazing place, Mai Sen Bistro, Binh. So we're back amongst the little weird streets of Binh at number 56, a new bistro which opened in about March by a fella called Nick from Sydney, Australia. So the guy's been here for around 3 years, and he spent all that time working at the Zine. Then he decided he'd had enough. He'd never really opened his own restaurant before, and he wanted to bring that true, authentic bistro-style menu right here to the centre of Saigon. On the menu, it's not massive, but for me, that is a really good thing. Very bistro inside, really nice ingredients, all in season, 5 starters, 5 mains, and if you want a little drop of wine, a total meal here is going to cost you somewhere between 450, 500,000. I've been told the food's really good. Nick looks pumped. Let's go and check the place out. Now, if you are going to come down to Fiftysix, remember to book in advance. This is a bistro in its truest form. They've only got 3 of these little tables here and a kind of little bar set up over that way. Outside, there's another table seating for about 7 or 8 people. But the best thing about it, you get to see Nick cook. Massive open plan kitchen with the staff dig in when they have to. Table wise and people, they get about 15 to 16 covers, so you're going to have that nice flow and busyness of people. And on the menu, wow, the stuff looks great. We're going to be trying out their prawn with chipotle sauce today. It smells good, looks amazing, and those fresh prawns straight from the sea here is going to take check. No, it's going to shit. It's going to take, shut up. It's going to taste great. If you want to check them out, come down to Binh, number 56. Massive thanks to all the restaurants who we got to feature on today's episode of This is Saigon. Remember, if you know of a new place opening or an old place which you love, let us know in the comments below. We want to feature all the great places here in the city. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode of This is Saigon.